My situation is that I did an interview for the I-485 back in October 2018. I still haven't heard anything from USCIS. However, I went ahead and applied for travel documents in April of this year. The travel documents were approved in June. I got the notice in the mail saying that the documents were approved. However, I had an emergency where I had to travel out of the country before I actually got the card. But my husband was supposed to.
Okay, Marsha, you're breaking up, but let me tell you what this situation is that I understand. You had an adjustment. You filed for advanced parole, but you had an emergency and had to leave before the advanced parole was approved. And then you are now...
It was approved before I left.
It was approved before you left? What happened first? Did you get on a plane or did you get an approval?
Yeah.
Marsha, take a step to the left.
First.
Okay, so then what's the problem?
I got the approval notice before I left. However, the official documents were never mailed. So to date, I still haven't received the documents. I'm outside of the country, and I contacted USCIS. They said that they sent out the documents, which I never received, and it just has been a back and forth since June.
All right, you need to go to the U.S. Embassy, and you need to get something to come back, and you need a lawyer.
I went there, and they told me that there's nothing that they can do because USCIS already mailed out the documents.
Marsha,
so for the, yeah.
Okay, what do you want me to do for you? You want to come back to America, right?
I need advice.
You want me to come back to America, correct? Okay, so for you to come back to America, you will need to get the help of a lawyer. Because you, as an immigrant who's stuck in Jamaica, walking to the embassy and saying, hi, I didn't get my advance parole in the mail. Can you give me something to come back to America? And they could throw you out. They could throw you out, which is what happened.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is, there's no magic form for me to say, you go fill out this form and you come back to America. What you need right now is a very good lawyer to work through the bureaucracy, because you are stuck in the bureaucracy, to get to the right people to give you a right document to get you back to America. There's no form for you. That's why I said you need a good lawyer. So you can get stuck in Jamaica, or you can hire a good lawyer. Those are really your choices at this point.
Can I travel with my advance parole? Because I'm from Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay, like how many days, weeks can I stay?
I think 2 weeks is a good time. Beyond that, I think you can cause yourself a problem.
2 weeks?
Mm-hmm. You can't go out for months and months and months, because then you risk having a problem coming back.
Okay, just 2 weeks.
I mean, you want to go for 15 days. There's no rule. You asked me my... You asked me my opinion. Advanced parole is for a short, innocent trip abroad to come back. So to me, a short, innocent trip abroad to go and come back is 2 weeks. I think if you go 6, 8, 12 weeks, that's not such a short, innocent trip abroad.
Okay. My second question is this. I put in for my green card, my papers and everything since 2017, and I've been here from my green card up to now. I went for my interview this year, February this year. I went for my interview. So I've not heard from there up to now.
You know, if you were in my database, I was just showing this right before I came on. We just sent this out to about 55,000 people. Spar and Bernstein newsletter. So if you want to be in our database, you can for the next newsletter. And when I turn to page 2. Okay, in the Spar Bernstein brief. Yeah. I don't know who named it Spar Bernstein brief, but that's what we named it.
That's what we named it.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
It says in very clear letters here.
Yeah.
A visa delayed is a visa denied.
A visa delayed is a visa denied.
The Trump administration is not only targeting illegal immigration, but legal immigration, seen in the delay of I-130 visa petitions and adjustment of status interviews, asylum hearings, and more. Individuals used to wait 3 to 4 months for a green card. Now they're waiting a year or longer. And these major delays are seen across various immigration applications. So you're waiting for more than 12 months for an adjustment of status interview? With a big question mark. You see it right here. What should you do? What do you think it says you should do? Under previous White House administrations, applicants typically waited 6 months for an adjustment of status interview. Today, waits of 3 years or longer.
Yeah.
Even after an interview. So at Spar and Bernstein, we believe that reunification of loved ones is unjust. That impeding the reunification of loved ones is unjust. So we say a mandamus act is a type filing. It's a type of lawsuit that compels USCIS to make a decision on your immigration application. In this type of lawsuit, a federal judge is ordering a lower administrative body, the USCIS, to process your application, because if they don't, they will be in violation of a federal order. It's in black and white right here
Right there.
in my newsletter. If you're waiting more than 12 months, if you're waiting more than 12 months, and I say this every day,
Right.
you're waiting more than 12 months and you went for an adjustment interview and you're waiting more than 12 months and you've never gone for an adjustment interview, or you're waiting more than 4 months after an adjustment interview, that's visa delay. And your rights are being violated. And you have two choices. You can sit on your hands and wait forever, or you can file a mandamus. Those are your choices.
I'm calling for the same person that I called before. The question is, my sister
Jess, as wonderful as you are, I don't remember who you called for before. So
I know you get thousands of calls.
I don't remember everybody, so tell me what your situation
Right.
is.
Okay. So my sister got arrested 2 months prior to her citizenship interview. She passed the English test or the written test. I don't know what it is. But at the time when they asked her if she was ever arrested, she said yes. So they sent her back to court to get the disposition. Anyway, it said pending, so they denied her. So now she's sitting in jail serving for that thing she got arrested for.
She's in jail now?
But now she insists, she wants me to find a lawyer. She says, hey, I passed the test. I could be a citizen. I don't know how that works.
No, she's not a citizen because you got to be approved for citizenship and you have to naturalize. So if she's in jail, she is not a citizen.
And she's only a green card holder.
She's a green card holder. She is not a citizen.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, you cannot prove good moral character if you have a pending criminal case. So when you go on your citizenship interview by law, if you have a pending criminal case, they're not approving you. So that's what happened. Now she ended up going in jail, so it sounds like she may be a deportable alien now.
Yeah, because it's a conspiracy drug conviction. It says in the paper. It says conspiracy to distribute meth.
She's gonna get deported. She's an aggravated felon.
Is that an aggravated felony, sir?
100%. Not even a close call.
Okay, so that means that I just heard you say that you help people all over the United States. So that means that if I even want to hire you to try to help her because she only passed the test, you cannot.
Not only can I not. Nobody can. So
only God.
No, God's not going to help her either. I mean, God may look over her, but Donald Trump's going to deport her, whether God's involved or not. I mean, that's just the reality.
A monster.
Now, the only way that she gets to live in America, one of two ways. This is the only two ways. I'm going to tell you right now. You don't have to pay me. I'm going to tell you. If her parents were citizens before she was 18. And she was living in the United States with a green card before 18, she may be a citizen.
No, definitely not.
Then the only other way in these situations is to, when she gets put in deportation, is to file something called Convention Against Torture. And what Convention Against Torture is even though she's an aggravated felon, the law says that the government cannot deport you back to a country where you're going to be tortured. Okay, and the government where you are either is going to be complicit in the torture, or they know about it and can't do anything to prevent it. So, for example, okay, I'm just giving you this as an example. I'm not telling you to take this story and make up a whole, concocted thing. Okay, but but I'm just giving this as an example. There was a serious drug trafficker, who I represented once. Who, like your sister, serious. I mean, I don't know how much drugs your sister was, but had a major conspiracy to traffic meth, cocaine, you name it. There wasn't a drug this guy wasn't involved in. Okay, and he would sit there and say, "Yes, I did it. I did it all. I'm a drug trafficker. I am." But you know what he did? Also, he in his criminal case, he turned state's evidence. And he testified against a lot of other bad guys. Okay, so when it was time to deport him, he was getting threats from the bad guys who he testified against. Their associates back in his home country, that he's a dead man if he goes back home. So we were able, and we're like, well, the country he's from, they know about this. There's no way they're going to protect him. This guy has 7 days or 14 days to live by the time they're going to cut his whole body up. And this government's not going to be able to protect him. So we were able to prove that in court, and he got something called Convention Against Torture, which means that the government promises not to deport him. He gets a work permit to live here, but he doesn't get a green card or anything or citizenship. But that's the only way drug traffickers get to live in America is some sort of convention against torture, or you're in fact a citizen because your parents were citizens before 18.
Right. I think none of those are impossible because she never testified against anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
He's just setting an example.
Yeah, I'm just giving as an example, you know?
Right.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, because we found someone here, he said, oh, you know, this lawyer's here. Oh, yeah, she passed the test. You know, we're going to put her as a citizen. You know, I guess they just want to take people's money.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're not a citizen. You're not a citizen of the United States until you go to the swearing-in ceremony and you say, I swear to the allegiance of whatever the swearing-in ceremony is.
Oh, okay, like that. But, yes. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you. You have a good day. Thank you. You know, answer my question. God bless you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I have a friend of mine that in 2001, he applied for his citizenship. While the application was in, he got arrested. Federal case. He caught a federal case. And then while the application was in, he caught a federal case. So then he was able to naturalize, okay, before he had to go, after the case was over. He became a citizen. Then he went to jail because of that case. He served 16 months. Then he came out. Nothing happened. Then he caught another case about 2 months later, and another federal case, bigger. And now he's still sitting in prison since 2005. He's due to come out about next year, I think. So what happened is, just not long ago, a few months ago, they confiscated his American passport from custody.
I can tell you exactly what they're going to do. They're going to try to denaturalize him because he was never eligible to become a citizen in the first place. He got it unlawfully. That just the government
misrepresentation, right?
Right. The government missed it. So they're going to try to
he should have disclosed that there was a case pending. They discovered it afterwards.
They're going to, in order, he's still a U.S. citizen, okay, until a federal judge denaturalizes him, okay? So when his sentence is up, they have to release him. They can't hold him indefinitely as an alien. He's a U.S. citizen, okay? But he has to go to court and fight out that he should be able to maintain his citizenship despite the misrepresentation.
Right, but his lawyer, his wife's lawyer told him...
His wife's lawyer? What do you mean his wife's lawyer?
He's married.
Okay, so his lawyer.
I'm sorry, his lawyer.
Okay, fine.
Yes, his lawyer told him that immigration took the passport. Obviously, they notified him in jail because that's his belongings. And he's got a 99% chance that he's going to get deported, meaning not right away. He's going to have to go to immigration jail. They're going to probably denaturalize him. He's going to go turn to status where he had a green card, and then he's deportable.
If he is a U.S. citizen, they can't put him in immigration jail. They have to. They have. Well, they can do whatever the hell they want. I mean, government, unless you have a lawyer protecting you. Okay. I mean, they can keep him in jail for the rest of his life if they choose to, unless you have a lawyer protecting you. But the fact is, he's a U.S. citizen until a federal judge says you're not a U.S. citizen anymore. And there is a process to go through in federal court to take his citizenship away. It is possible they will take his citizenship away because he got his, based on what you told me, he never deserved to be a citizen. Because if you listened to our first caller, remember her citizenship was denied because you can't prove good moral character if you have a pending case.
Yep. Right.
So,
the difference is that he got naturalized. Our friend didn't. There's a difference.
Correct. And he should not have, but unfortunately, the government missed it. So I think at this point, he needs to go find some good representation. Okay? I'm not saying that I'm going to be able, that he's not going to be denaturalized. I don't know enough about the case yet to render an opinion on whether or not when the government goes to federal court to denaturalize him, he wins or loses. I have no idea. I really need to look into the case.
Right. Well, okay, so he cannot, since he's an American citizen, as we're talking right now, when his time is up next year, they cannot put him in immigration jail. They're going to let him out, and then he would have to go see a federal judge.
Unless during this time period, they already start proceedings to denaturalize him, and he's denaturalized. Then, he'll be going to immigration jail.
Oh, but he could get denaturalized without him being in court?
No, you have to go to court. You just can't. Government can't take away your citizenship.
So far, they took his passport away.
That's different than I'm taking your passport away. I'm not going to allow you to travel with it or show it to anybody. The government has a right to take your passport away, okay? Yeah. But that doesn't mean because they take your passport away, you're not a U.S. citizen.
Correct.
Okay, you're a U.S. citizen.
That's a privilege.
Still.
I understand.
Right. You're still a U.S. citizen, and until you're no longer a U.S. citizen, if you served your time, they got to release you.
Right. And then I'm assuming if that's the case, because they want to denaturalize me, they would have to. He's going to have to get notice to go to the immigration judge. I'm assuming, or federal judge, whoever deals with
it would be a federal judge who would deal with it.
It would be a federal judge. Okay, I understand.
And by the way, that process takes a long time, and even if he loses, you can appeal. So this is like years and year process. It's not a simple, snap it.
All right, I got your number. Let me see what happens. I'll talk to his wife.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have like a asylum case pending for a couple of years. I've been waiting and no interview yet. And recently I've been accused of couple violations of protection order to prevent domestic violence, and I'm being charged with invasion of privacy, Class A misdemeanor. But I haven't been convicted yet, or I'm waiting for my hearing and stuff like that. And I have criminal lawyer, and he was asking what kind of outcome we need to avoid me not being able to have a green card or have a positive outcome.
No aggravated felony.
What was that?
Don't have an aggravated felony.
Oh, no, I don't have any criminal history, even no traffic tickets at all.
Right. Don't have an aggravated. You can't get asylum if you're an aggravated felon. That's the law.
Oh, so you mean it's going to be considered aggravated felony?
I don't know. I don't know what you're going to plead guilty to. I don't know anything about the case. But hold on one second. I could look at everything and be happy to help you.
My issue is that I got my 2-year green card through marriage in 2012.
Right.
I filed an I-751 in 2014.
Uh-huh.
And I got a denial letter in 2018 stating that the reason of the denial is because I didn't show up to an interview that I wasn't aware of.
I missed because I missed from your accent. What was the application that you filed?
I-751.
Okay, so to remove the conditions of your permanent residence. Are you and your wife together?
Yeah, we together.
Okay, so did you get put in removal?
Not yet.
Okay, so what I would do quickly is refile again before you get put in removal.
Refile? You mean refiling an I-751?
Yes, refile it quickly before you get put in removal, and then if you get put in removal, at least they'll get your removal terminated pending a new I-751. If you miss your interview, there's nothing you can do but refile it again quickly.
Okay. I learned that before refiling the I-751, there is something to file to open the case. Is that true?
You can't. You can do a motion to reopen. By the time they look at your motion to reopen, you'll be in deportation, and it'll be worthless to do. So what you want to do is refile again. That will protect you the best.
So I can just go ahead and refile the I-751 without doing a motion to reopen.
If you do a motion to reopen, it doesn't give you any status. They're not going to look at it for a year, and you'll be in deportation before anybody looks at your motion to reopen. So, practically speaking, that's not the way to go. You need to refile again, but you have to ask for a request to accept a late filing of an I-751 because you're filing it late. You're filing it years after the fact. But you explain why you're filing it, so you're going to need the help of a lawyer because you just can't fill out the form and submit it. And you've already screwed it up because you missed your appointment because you didn't get notification. So that's also another good reason why you get a lawyer, because your notification for interviews go to your lawyer and to you. So the odds that both you and your lawyer don't get the notification is much smaller.
Okay, so at this point, the only reason of the lateness is that because I was waiting, you was spending all that time.
Correct.
Is that a valid explanation?
That sounds valid to me.
Okay, sounds good to me.
All right.
The Health Safety Net, HNS, is a program for Massachusetts residents
The what
who are
program?
not HNS, the Health Safety Net.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's a program for Massachusetts residents
Okay.
who are not eligible for health insurance
Okay.
or can't afford to buy it.
Okay.
Now, the question is, I am qualified for this. I am also qualified for the premium, the premium to pay the insurance. But the thing is, the public charge issue.
All right, so let me explain to you. If this is, I don't know what HSN is, but if it's something that the federal government is giving you, it could go to the public charge. If it's something that the state of Massachusetts is giving you, it has nothing to do with public charge.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
All right. So, but I don't know what this particular program is. But if it's a state program, don't worry about it. State has nothing to do with federal, because it's because the public charge is, will you go on federal government assistance, not will you go on state government assistance or county government assistance or city government assistance.
Okay, so I need to prove that. I need to find out exactly if this program is just solely for state.
Well, according to Rushy Boo, HSN is a state insurance for Massachusetts. So then, if you believe Rushy Boo, then you're okay.
Rushy what?
Rushy Boo. She's watching on the show right now, or he. He left a message in Facebook.
There you go.
Rushy Boo says it's state, but I have no idea.
The official Rushy Boo advice.
Yeah.
Oh, she said it's a state insurance.
Rushy Boo says it, and so does Jill M. Go.
Jill M. Go. Now that's the real authority on stuff.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I got a brother that lives in Nigeria. His fiancé filed for him, I think, 2012 for K1, and he was denied.
Why?
And she just called me 2 days ago that she's willing to file for him again. What can she do? Can she refile for him?
It depends. Why was it denied? Because they didn't believe it was a real relationship, or was it denied for some other reason?
Yes, they say the interviewer, he was a scammer. He's a scammer, and for some reason the interviewer was very impatient and said,
well, we would have to be able to prove that this is a real relationship. Now they've been. This is for a fiancé visa, so they've been in a relationship for 7, 8, 9 years now. So if she's going to refile for them again, they're going to want to know how many times have you visited this man. Show us your communications back and forth. I mean, if you're really, this is love, and they're going to say, yes, I'm engaged to this person, I haven't seen him in 7 years, they're going to say scammer. You know, they're going to want to see that this woman traveled, he's in Nigeria, to Africa once, twice a year to go visit her beau. Or boo.
Yeah, she was there 2012, but she's not been back.
All right, so then, you know what they're going to say? Scammer again. Who's engaged for 7 years and never sees each other? All right, so have a relationship. Go meet. Then call me.
I'm a J2, and I'm working with a company for the past 4 years. So I want to find out if I can file for myself.
You're a J2 and you work for a company for 5 years and you want to file for yourself. If you're the best at what you do in the world, yes, there's extraordinary ability. You can.
I'm not hearing you so well.
If you want to sponsor yourself, it would be based on extraordinary ability, that you're the best at whatever you do in the world and one of the top in the world at what you do. Then you can self-petition yourself. Otherwise, you need to be sponsored by a company.
Okay. So what other option do I have to become a U.S. citizen?
Well, you want to get a green card first. That would be get sponsored in a job, invest $1 million in a business, file for asylum and say that your life's in danger if you go back home, get sponsored by a family member, which could be a wife, child, a spouse, parent, brother, sister. I mean, there's lots of ways. You're asking me, how do you get a green card? That's why you have a consultation.
2 weeks ago, my wife and I filed for adjustment status. The thing is, I'm on F1 visa.
Right.
So, you know, the current administration, the work permit takes forever. I'm graduating this semester, so is it a good idea to file for OPT now?
No, because you're pending adjustment already.
All right. And I have a second question. When I filed, there's a question that says that I worked illegally. And I didn't. But now I applied for Uber, and I'm still on F1 visa. So should I, when I go to an interview, I tell them, like, hey, after that... You
can tell them the truth, because the fact that you worked out of status is not a bar to getting a green card through marriage to a U.S. citizen.
Great.
So
and
Uber your head off.
Sure. Okay. And last question is, my wife is a U.S. citizen, and she's petitioning for me, and she received Medicaid through her family in the past. Do you think that's going to be a problem?
As long as she's off it now and it was filed before October 15th, it shouldn't be a problem.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's been like 3 months now. I did my interview for green card. I got married to a U.S. citizen. But immediately they approved my I-130. But now I've been waiting for up to 3 months. I didn't get anything from I-4185.
You got to wait at least 4 months before you can say they're unnecessarily delaying you.
No, I did it in June.
Okay, so let me finish my answer. You have to wait until 4 months before you can make a call. And I mean, 90 days. Yes, you want to get your green card. But the law says they have 4 months to make a decision on your adjustment from the time of your interview. 4 months they have. So if after 4 months comes and goes and you still have nothing, at that point you can start, screaming and yelling. But until then, you just got to wait.
Okay, 4 months.
Yeah.
But I get married before. I already married before I divorced, and I get married again with my wife now.
So you married your current wife twice, once before the divorce and once after.
Yes, please.
Okay, that's fine. All right, you corrected the mistake.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I've been in the United States for almost 22 years. I'm married to a U.S. citizen. I have 2 children, 17 and 16, and they're born in here.
Okay.
I don't have a criminal record of any kind.
Right.
I do pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I have applied a couple of times, but I have lied in the previous how I enter into the United States. And the third time when I applied, before actually they did put me in a removal proceeding, which I went in front of the judge. And then I did show him the passport that I came in the United States, which was fake passport, one of my friends, and I came from the Netherlands. Originally, I'm from Albania. Basically, when I went in court, I win the case, and they took me away from deportation and removal procedure.
You applied for cancellation of removal? What'd you apply for?
My lawyer that I had, he basically applied for adjustment of status.
Okay, great. Okay, so what's the problem?
And they did deny my case based upon the fact, and they said there was not enough hardship to my wife, and also I have lied previously twice into the United States government. And therefore, they denied the case.
So you're living here right now with an order of removal?
No, I don't. Right now, I'm basically in the air. They did not put nothing.
Okay, you're describing fiction to me. You don't understand where you're at right now. Okay, because
right now I'm illegal pretty much, and they're not after me.
Albin, let me talk to you now. You came here on a substituted passport not once but twice. Those are 2 separate misrepresentations. If you filed an adjustment before immigration, they denied you, and you filed a waiver and they denied you, yes, you're here illegally. But what you're describing to me is that you were put in removal proceedings. If you were put in removal proceedings, you either win your case or you get ordered deported. There's no in between. So,
well, they basically did not put me on the removal procedure after they denied the case.
Albin, you're describing fiction to me again. So what you're describing to me, I can't help you because what you're saying to me is not what happened. I don't know what happened, but what you're describing to me did not happen, at least in reality.
Anyway, at this point, if I want to file and I have basically lied to the United States government.
Albin, I have no idea where you're at right now because you described something to me that couldn't have happened that way. And you're asking me now a question. And I am telling you, if you saw a judge, you either got approved or you got ordered deported. There's no in between. There's no.
I got approved when I saw the judge. I got approved on that matter.
Albin, hold on. Albin, hold on. Thanks for watching. For more Bradshaw Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.